At some point, we've all fantasized about having that brilliant idea that would make us millionaires. But no matter how much we think about it, we always come to the same conclusion. Everything has already been invented. However, as we will see next, you don't need to have an excellent idea to get rich. Today, we're going to look at the top 10 absurd inventions that made their creators millionaires. Do you sell land on the moon? Maybe Dennis Howe could be equally a madman or a genius. In 1980, this man found a legal loophole that allowed him to claim full sovereignty over the moon and sell lunar plots, from which he has made approximately $11 million in sales. Additionally, on his website, he also sells land on Mars, Venus, and Mercury, and even offers intergalactic passports. Glasses for dogs, if there are already clothes, hotels, and even spas for dogs. Someone thought, why shouldn't there be glasses for our pets? And said and done, someone created a company called Dougal, with which he became a millionaire, selling sunglasses or even diving goggles for dogs. The Batamanta. The Batamanta has become the perfect ally for cold afternoons of movies and popcorn. This invention rose to fame in the United States under the name Snaggy, and according to its creator, it combines the warmth of a blanket with the design of robes, although all I see is a blanket with 2 huge sleeves. However, Boylan Scott was sure from the beginning that his product was going to be a success, and it sure was. Boylan invested almost $200 million in advertising and has earned more than $200 million with it. Million. Flappy Bear was a game that caused a sensation worldwide in 2013. But its success, however, was as great as it was short-lived, since its creator, Don Nguyen, removed it from Google Play and the App Store shortly after its release, according to him, because he couldn't sleep peacefully knowing that his game was addictive, although this didn't stop him from making $50,000 a day during the short time it was available. The craze for this game reached such a point that people started selling their phones with the game on them. The Tamagotchi. In 1996, the first virtual pet was born, and it became the most famous one in the world. Bandai was responsible for marketing the invention of the Japanese Akima Aita. The device, shaped like an egg, has a small screen where we can see how our pet evolves, and we had to meet its needs so it wouldn't die, which happened constantly. The little device, of which more than 500 different versions were created, was so successful that it captivated more than 78 million people. Wishbones. In many countries, it's a tradition for 2 people to break a bone, and the one who gets the longer piece makes a wish. Well, Kinaroni was really annoyed that every year on Thanksgiving, only 2 people could take part in this tradition. And that's why he came up with the idea of creating plastic bones and selling them so that everyone could take part in this tradition. And honestly, it's working out pretty well for him. He generates almost $3 million annually. 3. Slinky. This is one of the simplest and most well-known toys in the world. The Slinky is simply a coil. And notice the sarcasm, a stroke of genius in physics. Its creator, Jane Richard, made it as a naval part. But by chance, he dropped it and saw how it started to go down the stairs, so he decided to make it into a toy. On the day of its launch, 400 units were sold in 20 minutes, and to this day, the patent has generated more than $300 million. 5. Bedrock. If you thought the Tamagotchi was a ridiculous invention as a substitute for a real pet, I don't know what you'll think when you hear about the pet rock, just like it sounds. This is simply a pet rock. Being a rock, it doesn't do anything. However, it comes in a box with some holes so it doesn't run out of oxygen. And a little book with basic care instructions for our new pet. We wouldn't want it to die on us, of course. In the first 6 months it was on the market, the pet rock generated more than 15 million. 5 fidget spinners. The latest in absurd toys that are a huge success and are making their creator a millionaire is the fidget spinner. The creator's intention with this invention was to create an anti-stress tool for students, and as a result, a whole phenomenon has developed around this toy. Currently, there are forums dedicated to it, replacement parts to make them faster, and endless designs that will have you spending hours watching it spin. As they say, there's something for everyone, and that's why I'm leaving links to some of these items in the description in case you want to buy them. And no, they're not paying me for it. Now I'll leave you with number one, and I'm off to play with my spinner. Application I'm rich. The creator of this app, which was only available on the App Store, is named Armin Heinrich. His brilliant idea was to create an app that had no function other than to display a shiny red stone on a black background. The price to download it was $999.99. And if you're wondering if anyone downloaded it, the answer is yes. Despite being available for only a few hours before Apple removed it, the application collected over $10,000. That's not a bad amount at all for something that does nothing. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any details, and follow me on social media.